Mr. Bob Heilig. I want to tell you a little bit about Bob real quick from a bio standpoint, but what the main topic he's going to be talking about today, which is super exciting, and I've sent this in the push, is you're going to learn how to use live video to build a massive following and generate leads. We talk a lot of times about, as you send emails, you want to give valuable content and you want to give your affiliate offers. You want to give valuable content and your affiliate offers. You want to grow a tribe around you. You want to grow a group of people that follow you and entrust you to lead them in the proper and respectful direction. Well, Bob uses live video a lot for that. He's the founder of Your Virtual Upline, which is a training company focused on teaching and servicing the network marketing profession. He's also a social media marketing expert and specializes in teaching entrepreneurs how to leverage live video to grow their business. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 2017. The days of billboard advertising and classified ads have long passed, and YouTube live video, Facebook live video, Periscope is gone. We still got Snapchat, you got Instagram live video. Live video is here to stay. And so, maybe you're shy, maybe you're timid, and Bob will give you some coaching on this, but you got to get over it. And you got to learn that the reality of if you don't get over it, it's costing you money. And so Bob's going to come on. He's going to have a fantastic trainer. We're super excited to bring him on. Without further ado, any final words?
Did you know that Facebook actually rewards you when you're doing live videos? They show it to more people. Everyone talks about this algorithm that limits your posts to only a percentage of people that see it. Kind of true, because you look at supply and demand, right? This is the basics. You can. If I have 5,000 friends, I can't see everyone's post because I'm not scrolling through 10,000 posts on Facebook.
You got fast thumbs, but that would be really fast to get through 5,000 posts.
I mean, so it really is. If you just think about it like a commodity, I mean, the real estate, the space, they have to insert ads, and that's how you become seen. But they reward you for using their platform. They reward you for going live. Then they, look at images as the next valuable thing, and then content. So there's a lot of different metrics. And Bob's going to talk about, getting out of that zone, getting out of that rut you're in. Maybe live is the answer. I think it is. It helped our business, to be honest. When we started going live, we started going up. So you could do the same.
Let me click the button and bring on Mr. Heilig right now. Here we go.
Hey, you're on mute. There you go.
Oh, okay. There we go. How's it going, guys?
Doing great, man. Doing awesome. Good to have you on here with us. We've got almost 100 of our online sales pro users coming on here to learn about how to use live video. We've built up the reality if they don't do it, they're going to die. So we're bringing you on to answer their questions. And just for you and for all of our users out there, we're blessed to have over 200 different network marketing companies represented inside of Online Sales Pro. And at last started over 140 countries. So it's a big reach and predominantly a lot of people really getting started in entrepreneurship, in network marketing, that are looking to kind of start to make that first dollar, first 10, first 100, first $1,000 month. And we know that a big part of that is generating leads, is positioning yourself as someone knowledgeable that new recruits would want to work with. Yep. And that's why we believe so much in live video. Joel and I actually go live about 5 times a week in different platforms, from morning training calls to afternoon update calls. We have private MVP, high-level trainings, and so we firmly believe in it, and that's why we're so excited to have you on to educate all of our users and about how they can do it better. And if you guys out there, you will learn things at a 10 to 20% level if you just listen, and you will learn at an 80% level if you'll just take a few notes. So if you're going to spend the next time with us and Bob, take a few notes and listen to what he's got to say. So how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate the introduction, and definitely excited to get a chance to chat with everybody here. You guys are doing some awesome things, and just glad to be a part of your community and hopefully add some value to some people here.
Awesome.
So, I'll just real briefly share a little bit about my background, assuming that probably a lot of the people maybe don't know my story. I spent over 10 years in the network marketing profession as a representative. During that time, I was with 3 different companies. My story, as I like to tell it, is my first year in network marketing, I absolutely sucked. I mean, I was a miserable failure. I wasn't able to recruit a single person, and I had a total of 2 customers at the end of the first year. One of them was myself, and the other one was, you probably could guess, my mom. And I literally had to threaten my mother that I would not come home for Christmas unless she signed up for my service. And I was marketing a long distance phone service. So, it wasn't like it was a life altering decision for her, but, I struggled a lot in my first year, and I didn't really understand why. I was going to the meetings. I thought I was doing what I was being taught, but it just wasn't happening for me. And I like sharing that kind of starting out, because what I understand about the network marketing profession is there are more people out there that are struggling and that are frustrated than are killing it. And you could say that about any kind of business, but I think one of the reasons why people have gravitated to my trainings is because I really do understand what it means to struggle. And I know how that feels, to question whether or not you have what it takes, or, if this was something that was for you. And, I learned a lot of lessons in that first year. And it's really the thing that I'm most proud of looking back, because I didn't quit. As hard as it was and as difficult as it was, the dream that I had for a bigger and a better life was bigger than the obstacles and the adversity that I was facing. So I stuck it out. But a lot of people asked me, they said, so what helped you turn the corner? Because I eventually did figure it out. And over the rest of my career, I was, really blessed and fortunate to be able to create a lot of success for myself. I earned 7 figures in the profession. My last team that I built, we had over 100,000 people worldwide. Wow. And about 2 years ago, I went through, let's just call it a character building year in 2015. I'll talk a little bit more about that, but I made a decision to actually focus on serving the industry and the profession as a whole. And I started a training company that I call Your Virtual Upline today, where I really am passionate about helping people that are in the network marketing profession overcome their challenges, just like I had early on in their business. And one of the ways that I do that is really getting people to understand how to be better when it comes to social media. How to use things like Facebook as an asset and not a liability to building their business, because that was one of the things for me. And probably the thing that I'm best known for today is live video, is teaching people to be able to get over their fear of going live and understanding what it means to create good quality content that can help them generate leads for their business. And, I would echo both Grady and Joel's sentiment that I truly believe there is no better way today for someone to get attention online and generate leads for their business, regardless of what it is you're selling, than live video. But I also understand that it's scary as hell. And I also understand that there's a lot of people out there that have been hearing over and over, you got to do live video, but they're just petrified with fear. They don't believe that they are successful enough. They don't have the big check like they think they would need, or they question, like, who is really going to want to hear from me? What do I have to offer? Or maybe they're just afraid of other people's opinions and what they'll think of that person putting themselves out there. And I've dealt with all that before. And I want to, before we get into some of the strategic aspects of using live, I want to address the whole thing of fear. Because I'll tell you that for me, without a shadow of a doubt, the thing that helped me turn the corner more than anything in that first year, from being so bad to finally figuring it out and having success, the thing that I had to change was my relationship to fear. And what I mean by that is my entire first year as an entrepreneur, this was kind of how my business looked. Everything I was afraid of, I avoided like the plague. I was deathly afraid of prospecting. I was deathly afraid of talking to people that were more successful than me. I was afraid of speaking in public. One of my worst fears most of my life has been public speaking. I'm very introverted by nature. I was afraid of being a leader. I said I wanted a team so bad, but if I really was honest, I was afraid of having a team because I felt like people would think I would find out I was a fraud, because I wasn't worthy of the team. I wasn't worthy of the success. So my entire business was controlled by fear. And I learned that fear, if you actually realize it for what it is, it's an indicator. It's an indicator of something that, if you're willing to do in your life, can help you create breakthroughs. So when I started to kind of just flirt around with this concept of trying to do things that scared me. And I was forced into it. I was forced. The first time I ever spoke in public, I was literally physically forced to stand in front of a room on a Saturday morning at the Philadelphia airport. It was a small little training that we were doing. There were no more than 30 people there. I was physically pushed in front of the room, and that was the first time I spoke in public. And it was one of the most terrifying and embarrassing experiences of my life. It was horrible, but I got through it. And I remember leaving that meeting, and I remember driving home in my car that day, and I remember having this kind of thought that came into my mind that really surprised me. And the thought and the feeling that I had was, I wanted to do it again. And I remember thinking, you know, as bad as I know that I sucked and as much as I embarrassed myself, I actually want to do that again because I know that I can do it better the next time. And I came to terms with the fact that if I wanted to be successful in my business, this was one of the things I was going to have to face head on and get over. But what was really interesting is in the act of me doing that, giving that first terrible opening presentation, it opened up something inside of me that I didn't even know was there. It opened up this desire for me to want to learn how to become a better speaker. And here's the craziest part about it. After a few months of just continuing to put myself out there and do something that scared me to death, I actually started to realize I was pretty good at it. I could get in front of a room and actually inspire people and motivate them. I had no idea that I had that inside of me. And then when I look at my life today, and I look at the way that I'm really clear on one thing. My mission and my purpose in this world is to inspire people through my story. Through my story of struggle and challenge, my words, my communication, that's my purpose. That's my gift. But I never would have found that out unless I was willing to face that fear. So one of the really powerful messages I want to deliver to your audience is this. If you're watching this today, I want you to start taking an inventory of things that you're fearing in your life. And I can almost guarantee you live video is one of them. And I'm going to tell you this. There's a reason why you fear live video. Because deep down inside, you know that this could be one of the things that could create the breakthrough that you want, that could help you take your business and your life to the next level. You know, here's one thing I'm very certain about. I haven't done all of the research I need to on this, but I feel pretty confident saying this. No one has ever died from doing a crappy live video. Like, I'm pretty certain no one has ever died on the spot at the end of a really bad Facebook Live, okay? I'm almost positive of that. So when we have these fears, it's irrational. But I want you to understand something. You only fear the things in your life that you deep down desire. See, when I feared being a leader, I didn't realize it was because my soul was trying to lead me in the way like I was born to lead. I was afraid of talking in public because I was born to communicate. And here we are in our network marketing business, and we're paralyzed by fear, and we never understand that all these things we're afraid of were the things that we were put on this earth to do. There's a reason why you joined your company, because you know you were meant for something bigger. You know that there's something else out there for you, that deep down inside, you know you have a gift to offer. You're just too afraid to share it. So we got to be able to get over that. And I'll tell you, in the last year of me teaching people how to do Facebook Lives, I have never seen anything in my life as simple as getting someone to go live that creates more of a personal breakthrough for people. Because I'm going to tell you what it really boils down to. Here's what it boils down to. If you're afraid to go live, it's because you don't feel like you have anything valuable to offer people. You are afraid that you're not good enough. Your self-worth is not where it needs to be. You're afraid of, other people and what they think of you. And the moment you go live that first time, here's what happens for almost everyone. They see a reaction in the people that they're connected to, where someone will reach out to them and say, wow, thank you for doing that. You start to share things that you know that we totally take for granted. It's called the curse of knowledge. Like, we know things and we do things every day that we think are common sense. And why would people really care about me saying that? But they do. We don't realize that some of the things we know, some of the things we've learned in our journey as an entrepreneur, could change someone else's life if we're just willing to share it with them. You know, I've heard it said this way: common sense is not common practice. And here's another way, and I think this is kind of funny. A lot of times people struggle with sharing concepts that have already been taught. Well, listen, I remember reading a quote, and it basically said this: anything that could ever be said has already been said. But you need to say it again because no one was listening. And that's basically the truth, is that people, they need constant reinforcement of some of the things that we know. But when you're willing to put yourself out there, here's what happens. You start seeing these visible signs that you actually do have something of value to offer, that you can make a difference in someone else's life. And it forces you to confront the lie that you've been telling yourself most of your life, that you're not good enough. And it is so powerful when you just keep trying to tell yourself that lie, that gift isn't inside of you, and you have visible evidence every day that you are making a difference. It forces you to break through that. So when we talk about doing live video, it's much more than just generating leads. It's helping you evolve into the person that you were really meant to be, the person that you need to become if you want to be successful at the highest level in your business, okay? So I think that conversation around fear is just so important to be able to acknowledge. But let's talk a little bit about the actual technical aspect, the strategy of going live. Why is it so important? Well, it's important because as a network marketer, here's what we have to understand. The reason why most network marketers do not see barely any results on things like Facebook is because their approach is completely wrong. They are what I affectionately like to call an infomercial. All they do all day long is post about their company, their products, their services. It's just sell, 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 promote, promote, promote. What we refer to that, and you guys have probably talked about this, it's called push marketing. It's let me try to shove my agenda down your throat and get you to buy, and that doesn't work. When people feel like they're being sold and when you're pushing your agenda on them, it does something that's deadly to your business. It raises resistance in prospects and they tune out. And the sad reality for most network marketers is nobody's even paying attention to what they're doing on Facebook. And they think they're working their business, but they're doing themselves more harm than good. So here's what we have to learn how to do. We have to learn how to not be an infomercial. We have to learn how to start selling ourselves. We have to learn how to start creating content that is generic in nature, not company specific, and it does one of three things. It either educates people, it entertains them, or it empowers them. If you can do those three things through content, and I'm not just talking about lives, could be you writing a post or sharing an image or an article. If you can educate, entertain, and empower people, and you start creating content that's not just company specific and you're trying to sell, here's what happens. People start paying attention. People start seeing value in you. One of the hardest lessons that I had to learn was that people don't join companies. They join other people. And I'm going to deliver a hard message. I'll be the bad guy to your audience. I'm just going to say it like it is. If no one is joining you in your business, it's because they don't think you have any unique value to offer them. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have the value or the skills. You just haven't learned how to market them to people yet. So when we understand this fact and we realize that live video is the easiest way to get attention, because just like Joel said, they're starting to promote it, right? When you go live on your profile, they want people to see that. They want people using the platform. So when you start going live and you start sharing these things that you know, people start paying attention. And here's what happens. They start saying, that's interesting. Grady's kind of doing some different stuff on Facebook. He's not like promoting his company all the time. He's actually sharing some things that I think are kind of interesting. Here's what that does. It starts to create curiosity. And if you want to be successful on social media, you have to learn how to make the shift from push marketing, like we were just talking about, and you have to learn how to start practicing pull marketing. or a lot of people call it curiosity or attraction marketing, where you're putting out valuable content and you're not making it so obvious what you do. Look, if I go to your Facebook profile, if I can tell in 2 seconds what network marketing company you're in, you are losing the battle. You've got to be able to realize people are going to buy you first. So that begs the question, what do we talk about? What type of content do we start creating? Well, I'll give you a couple of different ways that I teach to create content. There's 2 main strategies here. One of them is what I call learning out loud. And the other one is referred to as documenting your life. Now, when we talk about learning out loud, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go into your desk and I want you to open up that drawer that most people have, where all of your old notebooks that you've accumulated over the years go to die, to be put away and never seen again. Don't listen. Be real. You all have them, right? Joel's showing you his now. He's probably used those though, because he's a marketer. But if you're anything like me, I had stacks of these notebooks, right? There you go. I had stacks of these notebooks that I never even used after I filled them up. And then here's what I learned in terms of creating content. Just start sharing things with other people that you found interesting and valuable. See, that's what I call learning out loud. Anytime you learn something, whether it's a seminar, look, if you thought it was important enough to write down, it's important enough to create a video or share with someone else. But here's the mistake that most entrepreneurs make. They only learn from the perspective of consuming themselves. They never take the additional step that the best marketers in the world do, which is sharing and teaching. See, guys, the best marketers in the world are the best teachers in the world. The best marketers in the world are the best learners in the world. Once I understood that people would literally line up to watch my videos and all I was doing was just sharing other people's stuff, and then once I did that enough, guess what? They started thinking I was an expert, even though I was telling them that, like, hey, I just watched this video from this guy, Eric Worre, and I learned this. And I shared that, or I watched a training from my friend Ray Higdon and I shared that. But what they didn't care was that it wasn't my information, because I was the one that was giving it to them. I became valuable in their eyes. See, there's 2 things that really matter here. And I know that I share this sometimes, and I know that people sometimes they may disagree on a level with this, but I would argue that your credibility in terms of the results that you have or have not created in your business have nothing to do with your effectiveness as a marketer. And here's what I mean by that. There's only 2 things that people are going to care about, and I know this from experience. Number 1, that they like you and that they relate to you. And a really big lesson in that is when you start creating videos, you have to learn how to be authentic. You have to be yourself. Don't think that you have to water your true self down because other people won't be able to take the real you. Your willingness to be the real you and be vulnerable and unapologetic about who you are, that is the very thing that's going to attract people to you. So if I start watching your videos and I'm like, I kind of like this dude Grady. I like his style. I like his humor. He likes the Cubs. I like the Cubs. I start learning more about people. Oh, that was you, Joel. Sorry.
I have one that has no hair. He likes the hair products.
Okay. I start learning more about you. I start liking you more. And then here's the second thing that matters. That what you share with me helps me create a result. Mm-hmm. Guess what? I don't care. If you share a script or a strategy or an insight with me and I use it and it helps me create a result, I don't even care if you used it and created a result. It doesn't matter to me. Mm-hmm. So if you can do those 2 things, if you can be yourself and attract attention and then share things with people that help them create results, guess what's going to happen pretty quickly? You're going to see results. Mm-hmm. Because one of the things that I learned early on, I think originally it was Jason Fried from Basecamp said this. He said, the fastest way to massive success is to out-teach your competition in anything that you do. So if you can just start teaching and adding value, here's what we realize. Selling, which is we all want to sell. We want to sell our products. We want to sell our opportunity. Guys, selling is training. Selling is training. In the world we live in today, people do not want to be sold in the traditional sense of how we know it. They're not paying attention to advertisements. They want to find out about products and services through creative content, through blog posts, through videos, through articles, and they want to be educated first. And if you can take whatever area your products or services are in, let's say you're in a health and fitness company, and you've got nutritional products. Here's what I would do. Once a week, I would start doing a weekly live show where I just start teaching people all of the things that I'm learning about health and nutrition. Now, here's the big secret. You don't have to be an expert. Now, the question I get is, well, how do I get over that? Because I don't want people to feel like, oh, now they think they're an expert. There's a really easy solution. In the beginning of your video, just say this. Hey guys, I'm not an expert on this, but you know what? I want to be. I'm learning, I'm studying, and I'm learning things that I really think could help other people. So all I want to do is once a week, I'm going to do a weekly show, and I'm going to share with you the biggest thing that I learned to help me become the healthiest version of myself, in hopes that I can help you in the same way. And once a week, you pick a particular topic or a product. Now, here's the key though. You don't want it to be company specific. So like if I'm educating you on the benefits of a particular supplement, and it just so happens that my company sells that supplement, don't make the mistake that most network marketers would, where they take the product out and they say, hey, by the way, you can get it from me, 15% off, blah, 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 blah. The minute you do that, you turn people off. That's push marketing. Here's how you do this from a pull marketing perspective. Instead of me making my promotion like I know you so desperately want to. Look, I get how hard it is to turn off the network marketing gene in your brain. Like I know how bad you just want to sell them, but I'm telling you, if you just humor me and do this, you'll be blown away. Don't take your product out. Don't mention your company. And at the end of the video, say something like this. Hey guys, listen, if you got any value out of this today, this message, shoot me a message and let me know. Or if you don't have one of these products that you're already using and absolutely love, maybe I can make some recommendations for you. And I'm telling you, if you do that video every single week, just once a week, you will never again in your life have a problem making sales or finding recruits. Because this is what's going to happen. Over time, people will start to look at you as an authority in your area. And if and when they have a need and they want to buy, guess who they're going to reach out to? See, that's how you become an authority. You know, I look at someone like Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill is quite arguably one of the the most accomplished personal development experts. You know, Success, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, it's one of the classics. But what people forget to realize is Napoleon Hill had no reason, no qualifications or credibility to be an expert on the power of the mind and all that stuff. All he did was interview other successful people and literally wrote a book about what he learned. Oprah was a news reporter. All she did was interview other people and she became Oprah. You know, there's you look at a girl, Jamie Masters. She created a multi-seven-figure brand called The Eventual Millionaire. The only thing she did was ask one question to 100 millionaires. How do I become a millionaire? And she built a multi-seven-figure business. So there's evidence of these all around us where you don't have to be the expert. You don't have to be super successful. You just have to be willing to teach and give to others, and it can do some amazing things in your life. So learning out loud, here's what I want to challenge your audience to do. I want you to get the notebook out, and I want you to find 3 to 5 things that you wrote in that notebook, or maybe it's something you learned here today, and I want you to sit down and I want you to write 3 to 5 bullet points, just 3 to 5 thoughts or ideas that are related to that topic and I want you to go live today, and here's all I want you to say. Hey guys, and listen, I'm also a really big proponent, if you're afraid of something, then just totally acknowledge it up front. So like I would say this, hey guys, my first live video ever, I just was on a training and this guy was talking about how important live video is if you're an entrepreneur. And, I'm just sick of hearing about it. So here it is, my first live ever. Like just acknowledge it and put it out there and say, one of the things that I learned that I thought maybe you could find helpful is this. Keep that video 3 to 4 minutes in length, no more than 5. And then at the end of the video, just say, hey guys, if you got any value out of this, leave me a comment below or shoot me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And that's it. Just a short little small piece of training. If you have a story or something that you can add to that would make it funny, that's always a really good idea. Because I'll tell you, one of the ways that I coach people that are doing videos that are really struggling with their delivery and they're just feeling really nervous and they're just not being themselves, all I tell them to do is share a story. I say, pick a topic and tell a story related to that topic. And it's even better if the story is something where you were really bad or a challenge, because you're never more yourself when you're telling a story. So it's an easy way for you to start feeling more comfortable in front of the camera. But I want to challenge people to use that learning out loud. And then here's the second strategy. Document your life. Like, don't think that every single thing you create has to be this life-changing, life-altering insight. It does not. All you have to do is start bringing people behind the scenes and show them what you do in your life. Think of it like this: become your own reality show. Now, a good example of that was I did a live video one day where I literally just showed people my morning routine, where I literally did a live video of me making my coffee, and I showed them what supplements that I took, and I showed them the book that I was reading and my journal. And it was one of the most popular videos that I ever did. And here's the reason why. The people that reached out to me and gave me feedback, they said, we loved it so much because it made you more real. It wasn't you in front of your normal background doing your kind of semi-scripted training. It helped us get to know you more, right? A funny and a good example of that would be this. Let's say that you're driving. Let's say every day you have to drive the kids to school, young kids, and they act like maniacs in the back seat. And that's just your normal routine every day. And you do a live video one day, you get a little dash, holder for your phone. And you do a video one day where you literally go live with your kids screaming. You can say, hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about the importance of maintaining a positive mindset in adverse or crazy situations. And you're literally like screaming at the kids, and then you're talking to them. Like, do you know how amazing that video would be? Like, when you start bringing people into your life and you give them kind of these unscripted little clips of who you are and what you do, that's the thing that helps people make an even stronger connection. And if you start documenting your life, you don't have to think about ideas for content. Another thing that I learned is this: don't think of yourself as a songwriter. Think of yourself as a DJ. Your job is not to write and come up with these amazing thoughts. Take other people's stuff and just put your unique spin on it, like a DJ does. They just play other people's music. You can do the same thing through your content. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to you just being willing to be consistent. If you're in the network marketing business, I would tell you this: you need to be going live once or twice a week. Once or twice a week, 3 to 5 minutes. If you want to do more than that and you're feeling ambitious, great. But I'm telling you, if you put into practice what I'm sharing with you today, and then here's the final thing I want to share. This is the last piece of this. When you start creating your videos, over time, what's going to start happening is people are going to start engaging with you. They're going to start liking and commenting and even sharing, which is like the best. What you're going to do is, after you're done the video, you're going to spend the next day or two messaging every single person that has liked commented, or shared your video. And all you're going to do is start a conversation with them. I'm going to say, hey, Joel, thanks for liking my video, man. How have you been? What's new? I can't tell you how many times I've started a conversation that has turned into a conversion for my business. Now, here's the problem. Most people go right for the kill. Don't make the goal conversion, make the goal conversation. And conversations will turn into conversions. And if you apply this simple formula, more people are going to start paying attention. Some of the people that are watching you from afar that are like, I would never join that person's business because I don't want to do on Facebook what I see them doing, being an infomercial. They're going to start noticing. They're going to start being more attracted to you. And then when you're reaching out and doing your prospecting, you're going to find that all of a sudden, magically, people are more open to hearing what you have to say. And it's not magic. It's because they're finally starting to realize that you are someone that has value to offer them in their life.
Wow. Bob, I need to tell you something real quick. So we've had many guests. We've done hundreds of lives. The number one thing that no one has done until you just came on live was everyone says provide value, good quality content. Nobody actually broke it down like you just did. So I thank you for that because, guys, what I learned about learning out loud, and I'm going to speak it right now just so you guys can see how this works, is a lot of people – these are some of my notes, right? So you guys can take notes too. They're petrified with fear, the relationship to fear, and fear is an indicator, right? So you got to get over those things, understand what you need. You may suffer from the curse of knowledge. You think that, I mean, everyone's an expert in something else, right? And you don't even realize that until you put on that marketing hat and really realize that you can make a difference and help people. Common sense is not common practice. Create content, right, that educates, entertains, and empowers. These are all very, very powerful things, you know, push versus pull, curiosity marketing, right? Learning out loud, fantastic things that everyone can go out and implement. But what Bob did today was teach you how to get out of your zone and how to do these things with these keywords that you hear all the time, value and content. You don't even need to create it. You could just recite it that you learned from someone else and just share it. You know, that's where that curse of knowledge, I took 2 pages of notes. What am I going to do? Are they going to go in this box, or are we going to actually talk about it and maybe affect and help one other person that may open up a conversation and just give you the opportunity to be genuine? Like, this is not sales. This is sales, but it's not sales. It's sales by being a normal person and just speaking to what has helped you. But man, I mean, I can't wait to recap this in my video, and I hope all of you guys get to go out there and do it too, because I mean, this is the secret sauce. This is the future of marketing. You need to get out there and figure these things out. And Grady, I know you have a lot to add there. I saw you taking a lot of notes, but like Bob didn't hit a home run. Year one, he had himself and his mom, right? And I'm sure some of you guys out there may be doing better. Maybe you're not. Doesn't matter. He didn't stop, right? He had big dreams, way bigger than his goals. I mean, way bigger than his fears. His fears didn't stop him. Grady.
No, that's fantastic recap. And, you know, as Bob said, it was a tough it's always tough in the beginning. If it was easy, everyone would be at the top of the mountain with us. But it's always tough in the beginning. But it's the people that stick with it. And Bob's overwhelmingly value-packed training on the power of doing live video. Now, I'm sure you're a fan of Facebook, but also YouTube has live video. You know, you could do little things on Snapchat to kind of create a following over there. What's the other way? Instagram now has live video. If you've got any followers on Instagram, you can create content over there. But I just love this little thing. Like, I learned this from a guy 5 years ago. He posted one post, and anybody that liked it, he messaged them. And I was like, but you just took it to the next level. You said do a video about something. And I love this concept of once a week. He's not telling you to do it every day. He's not saying 3 a day. Once a week, do one video training a week that encompasses some sort of the value of mangosteen, why you should have, you know, paraben-free lotion, the emerging market of energy and the deregulation of cell phone towers, you know, whatever, all the different things that is the pillar of your company. There's elements around that you guys, if you're committed to your company and committed to your business and you want to see this longer than a few months grow, you should be studying your industry. doing some trainings on that, putting it out there 1 to 2 times a week, then message every single person that like, comments, and shares, and don't make it about conversion, make it about conversation. And that is just like, that is so powerful of a message, because as you said, the push marketing where you get someone adds you as a friend, you go check them out, and they got 92 posts about Amway. You're like, I wonder what they're doing, right? Or they've got 92 pictures of their kids and families and nice travels and good dinners, and it's like, oh, this person looks like a cool person. Let's connect. And so so much good value in this. I can't wait to watch it.
I got a question here that keeps coming in that is about facing your fear, Bob, right? So you talk about quality content and getting out there and doing these lives. Number one question I'm seeing is, how did you overcome the other people's opinions? Worried about your friends and your family that do follow you on Facebook, but you don't talk to every day. Oh, he's in one of those things. Like, how did you get over that fear?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'll tell you what it was for me is I shifted my focus from the primary driver and the motivator of what I'm doing, just trying to make a lot of money. And I started focusing on making an impact. And here's what I find about fear is that if you're afraid of something, it's all about it's your ego. It's you being inward focused, worried about, well, what are they going to think of me? Or, what if they tell me no? Or, oh my God, I'm doing network marketing, right? It's you being very selfish. It's being self-centered, inwardly focused. And I would argue that if your main motivator in what you do is just making a lot of money, you might be able to get there, but you're probably not going to keep it long term. And it's not something that will sustain success long term. The shift for me happened is when I really got in touch with this sense that the primary driver and motivator in my business was making an impact and a difference in other people's lives. And I started to see network marketing as one of the most powerful vehicles that I had ever come across to impact the lives of other people in a positive way. I can remember the first moment it changed for me was I told you about how afraid I was of prospecting. And I remember, I'll never forget this. The first time I recruited somebody where I really got a sense of what having this outward focus of serving other people was a single mother that joined my network marketing team. And she flat out told me, we were sitting over coffee, she said, I'm going to join your business, but I need you to understand that I'm not going to be able to pay my rent this month because of this. And that I trust you that you're going to be able to help me. Talk about like a lot of responsibility, a single mom. And you know what was interesting? I had feared prospecting and getting on the phone so much with other people. I remember sitting down with her. This was back in the days before Facebook when you actually had to sit down and make calls with people. And I remember having this sense of not having, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I remember leaving and being like, there was no fear there. I wasn't afraid to get on the phone. And the reason why is because I was so focused on trying to help her and make sure that I was creating a result for her, the fear disappeared. And that was a really valuable lesson to me. And what I've learned is if you're focused on really making a difference and you're focused on not what the handful of people are going to say that are negative or the haters or the trolls, I learned to focus on the people that I was actually making a difference in their lives. When I first started creating live videos, I had 2 of my closest friends that were actually supposed to be in my wedding that turned so negative and hated on me so bad for doing videos. Who does he think he is? That they actually were not even invited to my wedding.
Wow.
And it was really difficult for me to face that. And it was hard for me to not focus on that. But then you know what happened? The people would start reaching out to me and saying how much I was impacting and helping them and changing their lives. So what I learned to do was just focus on that. And what I have found, and one of kind of the core principles that I teach is freedom. It's not enough. What we eventually learn, if we can achieve freedom in our business, all freedom does is give us the ability to make a bigger impact. And if you're focused on impact and you're focused on making a difference and you're focused on the people that you can help and you're focused on the people that are out there that are hoping and praying for what you have, they just don't know it's called your network marketing company. If you keep that the focus, it changes everything. And that's the thing that drives me today. You know, I still do videos almost every single day. And people are like, why do you still do it? I'm like, because there's more people to help. You know, there's way more people in the world that are hurting than those that are helping. And that's the thing that drives me today. And, you know, the last thing I'll say, because this is something that's kind of really close to my heart right now. My wife is 30 days away from being due with our first child, baby boy. And, you know, maybe because of that, I think more about this, but I really try to get people to understand that your content, videos and things that you do, that's part of your legacy. Like, it will never go away. And here's the thing that motivates me right now to be here with you doing this. The idea that not only is my son watching this video, but my grandson is watching this video.
Wow.
And my son hasn't even been born yet, but I think about the power behind being able to impart words of wisdom and offer this type of stuff, and how that can, you know, create a legacy that can literally impact generations of people to come.
That is a fascinating thought that even I've never, I mean, I have two sons myself in the last 2-3 years, and that's amazing to really comprehend, because you're right. Like, you only hear about the negative stuff that, oh, be careful, that's going to live there forever.
Yeah.
What about all this positive stuff that these difference makers are doing? And we commend and appreciate you for that. So not only do you have all this awesome training on live videos, right, but you offer a lot of other, you know, free stuff. Like, Bob is one of those people that give. And I know that people may not have been taking the copious notes they need. You have a free download all set up that they can get involved. Like, how do our members connect with you so they can get more of you? Because I think everyone needs a little bit more of you.
Yeah. A little bit more Bob in their life.
A little bit more Bob. Yeah.
There you go.
So if you search on Facebook, if you search for Your Virtual Upline, you'll find my business page. That's where I create most of my content. I do free live trainings every day. My website, I'll actually give you a direct link to a free PDF that I created.
I'll put it in there.
It's basically it's a live video checklist, where what I've done is I've broken it down into 3 kind of buckets. What do you do before you go live? What do you do? So it's literally a checklist. You just check off each one. What do you do before you go live? What are the things you need to do while you're live? And then what do you do when the live is done, which is where a lot of the real work starts. So if you just go to bobheilig.com/fire, you can get that free checklist. And then that's also, obviously, you'll be on my email list at that point, and I can keep you up to date on any of the things that I have happening. I've got some pretty exciting things that I'm working on now that I'll be kind of rolling out in the next couple of months. So that's the easiest way to stay connected to me.
So bobheilig.com/fire.
Yep, FIRE, fire.
And everybody go out there and get this free download and stay notified, because Bob's doing some big things, and we're excited to be on that list, and we're excited to download this checklist, because like Grady goes through 15 things even just before, like that. You do in more detail with, you know, running videos and other background stuff. But guys, if you master the basics and you do the basics well, and you're a genuine person who brings that good value, which Bob defined, this is no longer like provide good content, provide value. Like, we have them itemized. He's listed these things out: educate, entertain, empower, learning out loud, documenting your life. Like, these are basic things that everyone can do, that you won't even realize that your curse of knowledge is taking over, and people need to hear these things. You can make a difference in other people's lives, which will impact your well-being, how you feel, how you carry yourself, which can create the momentum you need in your business. So this is a genuinely good guy. We don't bring on people that just want to sell our members, quite honestly, because there's a lot of those people out there too. Bob wants to help you take your business to the next level, get on that list, download the PDF, and really absorb this free content. Like, this is a big leader that we have joining us that just gave you actionable tasks to go out and recite what you learned on this live, on your own live, and give them some credit, right? You know, let them know that you had this top income earner who has been through the trenches that taught me this today, and I'm excited to share it with you. Yeah. And it's bobheilig.com/fire. Links down below. click it. It's free.
Click in the pin. It's pinned in the clip. It's in the post. We have it in there for you. It'll also be linked in the back office if you're watching us now on the replay. It's gonna be the button right below this video. Just a fantastic, what a fantastic training. I do appreciate you, Bob, getting a little candid there about fear and overcoming it, and just you said some words just that very well resonated with me, because you talked about your two buddies and getting razzed from them, and now they're no longer your buddies. And I think the thing that people, they don't take steps because that happens one time, and they're afraid. Yeah. And the reality is that, and please let me know if you agree, but I think you will, is that you're going to leave a lot of people behind. If you're focused on, if you've got a plan, if you've got a bigger ambition, a bigger vision for your life than most people you grew up with, which you probably do, because most people don't have big vision, you're going to leave a lot of people behind. But the reality is you're going to make so many more incredible friends and relationships as you progress down that path. And that's what you need to look forward to, is that your circle may be big and large right now, but if you thin it out and you come down, there's a whole nother world of amazing people that are waiting to just to shake your hand and congratulate you and pat you on the back and collaborate with. And so
he's giving you the blueprint. You go download it and you just check these things off, and you have no excuse not to go live. Run through these check marks, like what to do before, what to do on, what to do after, and it will change your life. Like, not just your business. This could change your relationships. You can create new friends. There's a lot of things that are powerful by implementing some of the basics. And Bob made it so simple by having 3 simple steps that just lets you check off things. I love it. Like, simplicity wins 100% of the time. And hey, if this is the thing that takes your business to the next level, you will always remember Bob, right? On this live. So
I remember him from the ANMP. I was like, we need to connect with Bob. He had this amazing training on live video. I'm like, we need to get Bob.
Look at this. Here we are today.
Spoke into existence. There we go.
So MrBobHeilig.com/fire. Go get it. Click the link. We appreciate your time, man. And hopefully we can get you back on in a couple months or whatever. We'll hear about your new launch and help you any way that we can. And we appreciate your mentorship, as you may not know, but you've taught us a lot. And thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me, guys. Keep up the great work. You guys are doing some things that I think what you're doing is really important in the network marketing profession, because we got to get the profession out of the stone ages and get them to understand what good marketing actually is. So keep doing the great work, and appreciate you guys having me. Take care.
And congrats on that first son, man.
Congrats on that baby, man.
Yeah, just thanks, man.
A lot of foot rubs and whatever she wants. McDonald's at 2 a.m. and French fries.
Happy life. That's what I've been told.
That's right. So happy for you.
Thank you very much, Bob. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care, man.
Man, Grady. Another amazing training. Like, this guy, like, this is crazy. This is the most
so good, Joel. That was so good. He's so good. Learning out loud, documents your life. The whole thing about fear that he went through in the beginning, about he had a character building year, going over fear, taking inventory.
Don't forget that character building year was in 2015.
Yeah,
like, this is not 10 years worth of work. Now, I'm sure he has 10 years of experiences and growth and failures that he's learned from, but he has learned how to compress time. Like, one thing he didn't state is, when you implement these things he's teaching you, you get to eliminate all the failures that he went through and compress your time.
Yeah.
And it's valuable stuff, man. I'm going to write this up.
Only fear things in your life that you deep down desire.
Yeah, fear is an indicator of what you actually want.
So good, man. So you guys out there, did you like that? Thank Bob. Get on that checklist. Let us know if you liked Bob. Let's see some thank you, Bob. So he's probably going to come back, watch this replay, do some likes, comments, and shares. Guys, he works his plan.
Bro.
That was so, I was just absolutely loved everything about that. Educated. We've got some new things we need to implement shorter lives. We need to come on 3 to 5 minutes. Joel and Grady quick tip. And then just get off.
Yeah, well, I do that every once in a while. I just let you know what I just read, or Grady does it by, sharing this great Golfcast video. Like, little basic things can really change the person's perception of you. It can change their perception of the day, and it can really just get you moving in the right direction. And I'm excited for our members to learn this. Like, the light bulb just goes off. You understand. And you can utilize the technology to filter we can even compress time even more by at the end of that video in the comments, you can put one of your capture pages for saying, if you want to get a hold of me, here's how. Like, these things don't need to be complex and huge pages and salesy stuff. Like, I was just talking to the team today at lunch, Grady, about how I wish more people just did the basics. Like, this can be as simple as, I'm learning a lot. I can't wait to share it with you. Fill out the form and let me send you a PDF. Like, hey, fill out the form and I'll call you. It doesn't need to be a big drawn out, I can make you millions of dollars. Like, those things don't work. But when you're just genuine, when you share tips, like he said, the best trainers, I mean, they're.
You know why that doesn't work, the $1 million thing? Because people don't believe they could ever make $1 million. They're trying to make an extra $500 a month. They're trying to make an extra $200 a month. So when you're in your marketing, if you keep the numbers small, they're more believable. You can get more opt-ins.